The first time I saw her, she was sitting outside the coffee shop, motionless, just watching. Her fur was dirty, but her eyes, they were sharp, focused, like she was waiting for someone or something. I passed her every morning, same spot, same posture. One day I gave her a piece of my croissant. She didn't eat it. She just stared at me, then looked left right before a cyclist crashed into a parked car. Couldn't be a coincidence. The way she looked, so calm just before it happened. I started watching her more carefully. She wasn't random. She was observing, calculating. Next day, she wasn't at the cafe. I thought maybe she moved on, but there she was, near the train station, sitting the same way, facing the tracks. And 5 minutes later, the announcement came. A train to Hilltown delayed due to electrical issue. But she knew, somehow she knew, that stare wasn't random. It was a warning. I started following her after that. She led me through alleyways I'd never walked, narrow streets, hidden corners, and then she stopped. Saturday looked up, a window above her opened, and someone shouted for help. She wasn't guessing. It wasn't luck, she knew. I called animal control that night. I didn't want to, but something about her, it scared me. Not because she was dangerous, because she wasn't. They came the next morning, but she was gone. Not a trace, no paw prints, no fur, nothing. Just the croissant wrapper I gave her that first day, folded perfectly in half. That week, I saw her everywhere, in graffiti, in clouds, in reflections. It was like she left her image behind, like she was trying to remind me this wasn't over. Then on the 10th day, I heard barking outside my building, just once, sharp, clear. I rushed to the window after, and she was there, sitting, watching, waiting. I ran outside, but she didn't move. She just stared at me, then slowly turned her head toward the alley across the street. I followed her gaze and saw a shadow moving. It was a man stumbling, hurt, bleeding from the arm. She got up and walked over to him, calm like always. He looked at her and whispered, "How did you know?" She led him to the stairs of my building, then laid down beside him. I helped him inside, called an ambulance, but when I turned back, she was gone again. I asked the man what happened. He said he'd been mugged, stabbed, said he ran aimlessly until he saw her. I followed her. He said she saved me. That night, I couldn't sleep. I scrolled through news, through Reddit. No mention of a dog saving anyone. No viral video, no reports. It was like none of it ever happened. And then I found a post from 5 years ago, a different city. But same dog, same white spot on the chest, same eyes, and one comment under it, "She warned me too." I tried messaging the commenter, no reply. I checked their profile, inactive for 3 years. Last post was just a single sentence, "Don't ignore her eyes." The next day, she showed up again, sitting by the crosswalk near my office, watching people. Her eyes locked on a man across the street. I crossed. She didn't move. The man stepped off the curb without looking. A delivery truck came flying from around the corner. I screamed, but she barked once, loud, and he stopped, inches from death. People clapped, laughed, some filmed. No one noticed her. No one but me. She stood up, walked into the crowd, and vanished. Like she'd done this before, like she always does. That evening, I searched every alley, every park. No sign of her. I even left out food, but nothing. I started to think maybe I was going crazy. But that night I had a dream. She was standing in a burning forest, and behind her, a child crying. I woke up sweating. It felt real, too real. I couldn't shake the dream. I looked up local fires and found one just 2 hours away. A small town. Fire started last night. A child missing. Or I didn't think. I just drove. Hours flew by. I reached the edge of the forest and saw smoke. And there, right at the tree line, she was waiting. She led me through the forest, avoiding the thickest smoke, my clothes soaked with sweat. I was coughing hard, but she never slowed down. And then I heard it, the crying, faint but there. She bolted toward the sound. I pushed through branches, eyes burning, and then I saw him, a boy, no older than 6. I grabbed the boy and ran. The dog stayed ahead, leading. Fire crept closer with every step. We made it out just as firefighters arrived. They called it a miracle. When I turned to thank her, she was gone again, just like before. Like she only appears when she's needed, then disappears before anyone can truly see her. Later, I asked the boy what happened. He said he was scared, but not alone. The dog stayed with me, he said. She told me I'd be okay. That night, I didn't dream, but when I woke up, I felt something outside. I looked through the window. She was there, across the street, just watching. And then she nodded. I rushed outside, but she was already gone. Only her paw prints in the dew remained, like a message. There's more to come. I couldn't go back to normal. I kept seeing signs, numbers, words, moments that all pointed to her. It felt like she was guiding me again. One day a letter arrived, no return address, just one sentence. The child wasn't the last one. I started researching disappearances, accidents, unsolved rescues, and she was there, in the background, always, a ghost with fur. A pattern emerged. Every 7 years during the coldest week of the year, she appears, and someone is saved. A cycle. The next day was close, too close. I felt it in my bones. Something bigger was coming, something terrifying. That night, the city lights went out. All of them. A blackout. Sirens screamed in the distance, and I heard it again, the bark. She led me down into the underground tunnels. The air was heavy, and then I saw them, 3 kids, locked in a subway maintenance room. The power grid was rigged. If no one found the kids in time, the whole line would have gone up in flames, but she found them. News called it luck, but I knew better. She isn't just a dog. She's something else, something we don't deserve, but desperately need. They offered me money, interviews, a book deal, but I said no, because this story isn't mine to sell. It's hers. I kept her photo on my desk every day, waiting for the next moment, wondering who she'd save next and why. Then came the dreams, fires, screams, a place I'd never seen before, but she was always there, watching, waiting. I woke up and knew it wasn't just dreams, it was a warning. The next one wouldn't be a rescue, it would be a choice. She came back, but different. Her fur was darker, eyes more tired, like she'd seen too much, and had one last mission. We didn't speak. We just walked through alleyways, across bridges, past silent homes, as if time paused for us. She led me to a hospital. The power was flickering, something was wrong, and I knew this time it was about me. Inside was a boy, just like the one before, but this one had my eyes, my name on the chart, my blood type, my son. The machine was failing. I had minutes to act, and then she looked at me, calm, steady, as if saying, "You know what to do." I gave him my blood, my marrow, my everything. I collapsed, but when I opened my eyes, she was gone. Like always. They told me I saved his life, that it was impossible, but I did it. I didn't correct them because the real miracle walked away unseen. I looked everywhere for her, posters, cameras, online boards, nothing. It's like she only exists when she's needed. Years passed. My son grew up. He would ask me about the scar, the hospital, and I'd always say, "A friend helped us." One night, he knocked on my door. pale, shaking. He whispered, "I saw her. She saved me too." I didn't ask what happened, I just nodded because if she came to him, it meant someone else was in danger now. My son packed a bag, said he had to go, that she needed help now. I knew I wouldn't stop him, she chose him too. Now I wait, like I did back then, wondering where she is, what she's doing, and who she'll save next. Some say angels have wings, others say they shine. But me, I think they walk on four legs and know exactly where to go. If you ever feel lost or broken or forgotten, listen closely.